Welcome to the True Crime Never Sleeps podcast. I'm your host, Larry Elise. Today, on another episode of Shit Out of Luck, we dive into the convicted serial killer, Jerry Brudos, commonly known as the Lust Killer or the Shoe Fetish Killer. First, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Poddex, for sponsoring this episode. You can check them out today, poddex.com. Use the promo code Larry21 to save 10% off your purchase. Now let's dive right into Shit Out of Luck, Jerry Brudos. Convicted serial killer Jerry Brudos, commonly referred to as the Lust Killer or the Shoe Fetish Killer, confessed to killing 4 women between 1968 and 1969. Brudos is not known for the number of women he killed. Instead, he became notorious for the way he treated the corpses after his victims were dead. A native of Webster, South Dakota, Jerry Brudos reportedly developed an interest in women's shoes when he was 5 years old. Biography reports that the youngster was exploring a local junkyard when he found a pair of women's stiletto-heeled shoes. Brudos proceeded to take the shoes home, where he tried them on and was subsequently caught by his mother. His mother flew into a rage, confiscated the shoes, and destroyed them. This incident was said to have had a devastating impact on the young child. As reported by Biography, Brudos' obsession with women's shoes only escalated throughout the years, and he soon began stealing women's shoes and panties from his neighbors. By the time he was 17, Jerry Brudos was committed to the Oregon State Hospital psychiatric ward for abducting a teenage girl at knife point and taking nude photos of her. By the time he was 30, Jerry Brudos killed 4 women and attempted to kill 2 others. In the course of investigation, Oregon authorities interviewed several female students at Oregon State University who said they were approached by an older, quote, Vietnam vet asking for a date. The man was ultimately identified as Jerry Brudos. Authorities asked one of the students to agree to a date with the suspect as part of a sting operation. When Jerry arrived at the location to meet the young woman, he was met by officers who interrogated him about the murders. Evidence found during a subsequent search of Brudos' home confirmed the officers' suspicions and secured his arrest. Following his arrest, Brudos confessed to killing 4 women and attempting to abduct 2 others. He also confessed to assaulting several other young women. As reported by Biography, Jerry Brudos was convicted of killing Karen Sprinkler, Jan Whitney, and Linda Saley. Although he also confessed to killing Linda Slauson, he was not charged in the crime due to a lack of evidence. In addition to killing his victims, Jerry Brudos confessed to mutilating and preserving their corpses to use as sex objects. However, he later claimed he was mentally ill when he committed the crimes. He was sentenced to serve life in prison in the Oregon State Penitentiary, where he died of liver cancer at the age of 67. But let's take a look at his childhood before we wrap up this episode, shall we? Like most serial killers, he had a tough childhood, especially a tough relationship with his mother, who reportedly resented him since his birth. Henry and Eileen Brudos, Jerry's parents, had an older son named Larry. When Eileen became pregnant a second time, she hoped for a daughter, but instead gave birth to Jerry. Eileen was hostile and overbearing toward Jerry, but she was a loving mother to her older son, Larry. Like we said previously, he had a fascination with shoes at the age of 5. And when he was caught with those shoes at his house, his mother called him wicked for wearing them. She ultimately, like we said, destroyed the shoes, and this purportedly started his shoe fetish. After the incident with the high heels, Jerry was caught trying to steal his nursery teacher's shoes. As Jerry grew older, he started stalking girls, knocking them out, and stealing their shoes. He had a growing collection of stolen shoes and even started stealing undergarments in his early teens. His actions escalated when he was 17 years old. He abducted a teenage girl at knife point and forced her to strip so he could take photos of her. Authorities caught Jerry and sent him to a psychiatric facility. He was eventually arrested in 1969 and sentenced to life in prison. And before we go, we're going to do our favorite segment, the Pod Deck segment. You can find this deck, it's the True Crime deck, on the Poddex app, available for Apple and iOS. I gotta go find it again. Today's question is, which murder case or missing person case just completely baffles you and seems like it has no answer at all? That's a tough one. For me, that's tough because there's a lot that seem like they don't have an answer, but then also it could just be that the police stopped investigating. Like I would say, John Benet Ramsey case, but then I feel like that case just kind of got swept under the rug and police kind of stopped investigating. But hey, let us know in the comments section below which case baffles you the most. It seems like it has no answer at all. Let us know. And if you want to support the show, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/TCNS. And as always, you can find us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. If you want to see more videos like this, check out the playlist right here for our Shit Out of Luck series and our other video right here.